Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. I mean, I was just playing the water bottle game, as you do, and you just stumbled in to my room. You didn't want to introduce yourself. I don't believe we met. So today was PentaCon, day 1. Oh boy, I'm free. This is what I need, man. I want to just some open space to myself. This is what I need for videos. Wow. By all means, this was an eventful day at PentaCon. Jesus. And I want to go through it all because I made a promise, not to you, but to myself, to try to do a video each night at least. You probably won't be seeing these the day of. Well, you definitely won't be seeing these the day of. Stupid. Because I already filmed one last night, before the concert, talking about all that. It's going to be a mess to put together. I don't have really the time right now to do it, but I'm still want to talk each night, and then I'll probably post them all maybe after I'm done PentaCon or towards the end, because that's when I'll truly have time. I'm going to do the rundown. Yeah, let's do the rundown. All right. I'm not gonna try to spend way too much time on this, but and there probably won't be so many pictures this time. You know, because it gets a little messy trying to figure out what pictures did I take on this day. As if it's really that messy, I could just look at when I took the picture. Am I stupid, or I'm not the best. I'm not like a social butterfly by any means, but I'm also not the most awkward. Awkward is kind of my thing. But thing that kind of always has gotten me going, at least in recent times, is that you're never the most extreme of anything. Something in, especially when you go to a convention, you realize that. I realized that I'm not the most extreme Pentatonics fan, of course, because there's always bigger fans than you is essentially a motto to live by. And not that that's super beneficial in life or anything. It's a stupid motto to live by. But basically, it's like what I always thought of myself as awkward through my high school years, especially middle school. Don't think I forgot about you. But then I got into college, and I'm like, I am not the most awkward. I'm never nowhere near the most awkward. I've seen cripplingly awkward people, to the point where I'm like, well, you have no social sense, and I thought I had to start giving myself more credit. And this is really one of this video to be about. Is this okay? So, with that being said, it's been, I guess, an interesting experience for me, because this is basically an entirely social convention. And it hasn't been like an awful experience for me, which is great, because the Pentaholics, the Pentatonics fans all over are extremely welcoming, and it's easy to get along with most of them. And Pentatonics themselves were so good. Mario Jose, who I definitely won't be talking about today, is so good to talk to. Okay, I've already wasted so much time. Jeez. All right. So 8 to 10 a.m. registration. I'm just going through the schedule. You don't blame me if there's a spelling error. What? I actually got up nice and early. Last night was the whole big concert night. People were sweating on each other, and some were saying I'm mad late. I actually stayed up till about 2 in the morning. Was like, ooh, that's kind of risque, because I know I have to wake up in the morning early, but I set my alarm for 7, and guess when I woke up? 7. So I got 5 hours sleep. Jeez. And that's a solid 5 hours for me, because people were saying, oh, I only got 7 hours, I'm dying here. And I'm like, come on now, you don't know the struggle then. A struggle this hotel has taught me, by the way, is the struggle of buffering and low-speed internet. By the way, because I've grown accustomed to having not super fast internet, but I generally don't need to buffer anymore. That's like it was so foreign to me. I'm like, Jesus, I have to buffer. I'm on like 480p and it's still having trouble loading a YouTube video. I'm like, all right, guess I'm giving up on keeping up with YouTube at all. So I was able to, long story short, which was essentially a long story anyway, I got up nice and early, and I was like, right, the beginning of registration, got it done. Cool. What did that do for me? It got me this lanyard, which appropriately says ZachArcher. Jesus. No. ZachArcher as the RPG. Also, first time attendee. Jeez, that rhymed. At ZRPG is no longer my Twitter handle. Come back. Yeah, thank you. It's no longer my Twitter handle. You'll recognize it as my iconic new Twitter handle, _Zach_Archer_. I kind of like the ring to that. Even if I do get my old Twitter account back, I'll probably switch this name and go back to that one. That one probably not be for at least another 5 to 10 years until I get the other Twitter account back, I'm sure. But yeah, I registered. Like, why am I spending so much time? I'm still on the first thing. Yeah, registered. There's not much to say about that. I got the nice lanyard. I love lanyards. It's a weird thing I kind of want to collect. I have a few of them. PentaCon, especially events and stuff, is really cool. Yeah, that's a nice lanyards, and the things attached to said lanyards. These are good stuff because you can really cherish those. And it's like, I was there. There's proof. 10 a.m. was the PentaCon 2018 opening ceremony, which was great. It was grand. Had the whole committee kind of introduce themselves, talked about stuff. A lot of cool stuff there. And Hassan, of course, this had been talked about for a while, teased. He was going to do the PentaCon anthem there, which was it was lit. I'm in a weird mood. I've experienced a personality shift. It's like my voice is changing and my entire personality is different now. All thanks to Pentatonics. Praise be to thee. 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. was an icebreaker in the same room as the opening ceremony. This is how they get you. They're like, okay, it'll be hard for people to escape without bringing attention to themselves, so we're going to trap them in the same room. This was the most concerning to me on this entire schedule. PentaCon 2K18 committee, I'm talking to you. I'm like, okay, let's take a look at this. When I first saw the schedule for everything when it was released online, I was like, icebreaker? Really? Icebreakers have always been my least favorite things. I thought I got out of them in high school. It was stupid, and in even primary school I hated it. Primary school in music class. Let's all spread our legs, let's sit down, let's push a ball to each other, and let's say a fun fact about yourself. And I'm like, Jesus, I'm so uninteresting. I'm like, I like video games, and I was a primary school kid, and of course I was shanked in the bathrooms afterwards just for saying that. And yeah, it was maybe that kind of scarred me for life. I still have the scar right here, actually. So then college comes around, and of course there's an opening weekend for college, and I had to experience an icebreaker. Yes, thank you so much for that. Which is awful. It's genuinely awful. You have to stand in a circle is how we did it. We have different groups combinations, stand in a circle, and it's like, now you say something about yourself. You said something. This icebreaker, I can dig it. I'm fine with it. And it was honestly not too uncomfortable for me to do. Because it was mostly resolved around, it was structured I think it was Heather. Yeah, Heather was the one doing it for the most part. Where she would throw out something like, now go meet someone you haven't met before, get a selfie with them. Now meet someone who has a pentatonics tattoo, get a selfie with them. Now meet someone who's never had a broken left toe, get a selfie with them, of course. And then find a middle-aged mom, get a selfie with them. That was the easiest one. No, but yeah, I was fine with it. It was cool. You know, I did get some nice little selfies in there, and had people coming up to me, and of course, it was interesting, and it was a nice little hour there, nice block of time. I guess. After that, the vendor hall opened. Let me talk about that. I don't need that anymore. It's the end of the day. Let me talk about that vendor hall. I'm always honest, you know, and if you watch my videos, and if you have any sense of common sense, you'll know when I start to say, I always try to be honest, that it's not going to end in a super positive manner. No, it's actually not that serious. I'm not actually like criticizing them harshly for this, but I'm like, there was nothing in that vendor hall that was even remotely interesting to me aside for Mario Jose himself. I mean that in the best way possible. I mean, I realize that the gender ratio, you know, is 3-1, 4-1, something like that in favor of women. So I go in and there's lots of essential oils and jewelry and makeup, candles. I'm like, okay, I know what demographic they're going for here. I'm not it, unfortunately. Never been an essential oils person, but it's like, all right, I'm fine with that. It's like vendor hall is just there. I don't need it. There's that, and then there was lunch. It's a very interesting thing. I should probably go in depth on that. No, and then after that was Family Feud. Don't get me started on Family Feud. I had a team. It was comprised of Rob Reactor, Sweet Phil, Alex from Alex Loves Music Videos. It's that girl named Alex. All her complicated long names. Not complicated, just long. There's nothing really complicated about them. So stupid that I said that. And one other girl who jumped in, kind of. It was like a bonus because we needed a fifth person. She needed a group. I'm sorry. Again, PentaCon committee, if you're watching this, take it as pure constructive criticism, please, because I genuinely mean this. This could have been so much better. I mean, as a Family Feud watcher myself, it's hard whenever someone uses the Family Feud name and then it's like they completely butcher the rules almost. I'm like, what's going on here? Everything's twisted. First of all, I thought it was a missed opportunity. Alex seemed to agree with me also. It was a missed opportunity not to even have the setup, the Family Feud setup. There's no real reason they couldn't have done that. You know, having the families at least behind a table on each side standing up, and then being able to go down the line asking a question, and then the family would have a chance to steal if they get it wrong. This is more just one-on-one things. It was the same Family Feud beginning where you do the one-on-one. The person who got the highest answer then goes on to their family and does it, but it was weird because you never really knew who the families were, which is the whole thing of Family Feud. You're a family, but now I just see people going up for one-on-ones, and I can't attach faces to families in Family Feud. Gee Williker. There's only so many good answers you can really get out of that. We missed out on great potential. Line up your families, get some nice shots. Good answer, even though it's a horrible answer. And then because it arbitrarily there was 10 families, and then we would be randomly selected to pair up against each other. And it was like the first round was okay, second round okay, and then this is like the first group of first pair of families goes against each other, second pair of families goes against each other, and arbitrarily, this worked out in our favor actually. The third and fourth families got double points for their rounds. So then at the final round was like, who had the most points out of all those rounds? Well, it's definitely going to be the double point people, because the single points never had a chance. It was like all the Family Feud rules were there, but they weren't acknowledged in the way that they're in the context of the actual show. It's fine, but it's not. So you had the first people never had a chance, and then we just happened to make it through based on that. Lucky we got that single ladies for Evolution of Beyonce that made us into barely stealing those points and getting those double points. Thank God for the double points. But then that got us into the final two, which was like, this was the ultimate butchering of Family Feud for me. So fast money round, basically. But you had one representative from each family playing fast money against but with each other. So you had one person go out so they couldn't hear, and the other person answered through 10 questions as quick as they could. Obviously none of them got anywhere near to finishing that many questions in like 25-30 seconds. And then our teammate happened to be second in line, completely randomly. She just happened to be the second one to walk up there. And as a result, when she comes out, they're like, okay, if you repeat an answer that the other team said, you're going to hear an and you have to give me a different answer. Do you see what's wrong now? Do you see what's wrong? Maybe it hasn't processed yet. You have to think it through a little bit. If you're a Family Feud watcher, you'll understand. So we have one person from two different families, two representatives. They're doing fast money together, which is, it's fine if they were going to do competitive. But the first person, they got a lot of the number one answers. Like the first few questions, they had the number one answers, basically, which left our teammate with, whenever she said the number one answer, the same as the other person, it was like, no, they already said that, even though you didn't hear it, so you have to give us a different answer arbitrarily. Because fast money. And yeah, we lost because there was no way we were going to win. I don't know if we would have won anyway, but it's like it was always going to be predestined for this one specific team to win just based on luck. So maybe next time you organize a game like this, hire me to be the game master. I really don't mean this in a negative, like trying to start drama way, but genuinely think you could have benefited from a better game. That's me being a relatively competitive person and enjoying the spirit of a game. But I'm not overly competitive either, so the video is going on pretty long, but thanks to Family Feud. So yeah, long story short, we came up short because of those random rules. So I'm going to be mad if this grand prize is something extravagant, like a all expenses paid trip to PentaCon 2020, I don't know what the prizes are. Something, I know they have like some signed stuff from Pentatonic's VIP things. So I don't know what it's going to be though. There will be another Family Feud on Sunday, though. Maybe I'll try that, see if we can get some redemption. After the Family Feud, from 2:30 to 3:30 was the social media panel with Mario Jose and Ryan Aceto. I'd actually never really known much about Ryan. I love Mario, despite actually not hearing his Heart of Gold EP at all, which is why I got this. Hey, it's Snapchat Steve. Hey y'all, Snapchat Steve. It's a Mario Jose thing. Only $5 because they're desperate to get rid of them. Mario Jose CD. I got this as well, the Heart of Gold thing. It's the most basic case I've ever seen. Apparently it's like a simplified version. This is just like nothing on the background. MarioJose.music.com. But I'm thinking of reacting to this EP at some point. Is it an EP or an album? I think it's an EP. I was thinking of reacting to it at some point, only because, my love for Mario Jose is stronger than ever before. Seeing him in person, getting to hug that man and talk to him, it's like, wow, this is a crazy charismatic person. like so outgoing and like true to himself, which was a theme of the social media panel. Some very actual motivational stuff they had going on there. I figure it's like, oh, social media panel really is like, it's gonna be like almost a kind of a bland topic for this bombastic Mario Jose to talk about, but he made it so entertaining. He just oozes that, that infectious, the laughter and just joy around him. I love him. I love people like him. I need more of them in my life. And then right after the panel, they had the meet and greet with them, which I stood in the nice long line for. It was like longer than Pentatonic's meet and greet line, because there was no limit this time. That's when I got the Heart of Gold EP and everything. I completely forgot to get it signed. So hopefully I'll be able to see him again, because he'll be around at least for all tomorrow of PentaCon. Hopefully I'll be able to see him again. He's super kind. I mentioned how much I loved his cover with Scott of Lost on You, and he was like, yeah, that's one of my favorite things I've ever done. I'm like, oh, awesome. And I was like, that's one of my favorite videos I reacted to. And he's like, oh, I didn't know you were a reactor. I don't blame him. First of all, not a big reactor. Second of all, never done a Mario Jose reaction, only Lost on You and Rise were the two things he actually featured in. And that actually brought it to my attention. I was like, yeah, I've never done a Mario Jose reaction really, huh? So I'm like, I feel like he's someone I should have done a long time ago, the Heart of Gold EP. I've heard it's amazing. I got to hear snippets of it just in that line because they were playing it. And to top it all off, I will hear it, because some of it probably, because I'm hearing a little mini concert he's going to be having tomorrow, right before the dance party, I believe. So that's really awesome. It'll be my first time actually hearing him live. I can't express how much I love this man. He's like, oh man, just a genuine joy to talk to. He makes it so easy to talk to. Him. Wow. Yeah, I love that man. I'm tearing up. I love that man. Oh my god. He spent so much time talking to everybody. He's so kind. Hope I get to see him again before he leaves. That would be great. It's great that he takes the time out to do PentaCon. He's so grateful for everything Pentatonics have done for his career and them as a group. He's just a big fan. He was at the concert last night. He was right there in the pit with us. So crazy cool guy. Oh man, love that man. Jesus. All right, I need to stop. All right, after that was Name That Tune, and that's where it all went down. By now you most likely have heard the big thing, Name That Tune. So it starts off a nice simple game. It's like, all right, name that tune. They were given I felt way too many clues ahead of time for these things, because you're dealing with some of the best of the best Pentaholics here, and they were giving clues even before some of the clips, and I felt even some of the clips were a little long for the songs. Some of the clips would say, the clips would just be like, whoa, stuck like glue. And it's like, oh, what was that? What was that song? Oh, Stuck Like Glue. But before that, they would say something like, oh, this is a sing-off one. So immediately your thoughts are narrowed down to what, like a max of 13 really songs it could be. They'll say, oh, it's going to be on the most recent album, and they haven't done a music video for it. Like, okay, now I'm narrowing it down to half of an album, and then I'm going to hear a little too long of a clip. Sorry, it's probably its competitive nature, spirit of the game coming out again for me in this one. But yeah, it could have been better. But it all worked out in the end, because that was when Scott came in literally out of nowhere, and I just it felt like I looked away 1 second and he was there the next. He was just emerged from the back there. I guess he came with his parents, and wow, what a pleasant surprise that was. And when everyone's freaking out and moving towards the front, and while Scott's up there in the corner, making his way up. Out of nowhere, Matt Solis sneaks up and surprises everybody there too. I'm like, oh my god, they're multiplying. They're going to come out of the woodwork even more. I didn't want to get my hopes up. I'm like, okay, who's next? But no, it was just those two. Those are probably the ones that would be high on my list of who would show up out of Pentatonics. Just because Matt is the newest in the group, so he probably really appreciates this, especially being a Pentatonics fan himself for so long. And his parents are going to be here. Scott's parents are going to be here, and they're always so into the event. And you can see how much joy they had just in that moment of Scott being there, everybody freaking out. And they actually had some nice dream matchups for the Name That Tune game, which made for really interesting moments, like pinning Scott against Mario. Mark was there also, and they had him against Connie, I believe. Connie was against Rick. And Connie really killed it. I think she won every round she was in. She was really great. And it was just made for an amazing moment. I had a smile on my face the whole time. I was like, wow, what is going on here? Because I'm literally witnessing history being made because, no one from Pentatonics has ever been at PentaCon. It's really, really, it was an incredible moment. People obviously swarmed them as soon as the actual event, the game was over. And they were getting selfies nonstop with people. They were being as nice as they possibly could, and they really took pictures with as many people as they could. I didn't think they knew what they were getting into there. They were like, all right, we'll take this onslaught of fans just to make this moment happen, which is really nice of them. I wasn't stressing about getting a picture because I had already had private performance selfies, and it would probably just look more or less the same, but in a slightly different backdrop. So it would have been nice to actually get to say, hey, what's up again? But I just kind of stepped back because I knew they were getting swarmed already. And sure enough, when they got out of there, they quickly made their way out the front door. So I did see Matt a little later too, so I don't know what's going on there. But wow, that was really a crazy, crazy moment. I'm glad I was there to experience that at least. It's like moments like that, so cool. Something so surreal about that. It's like, let's hold out for that slim chance that maybe more of the members will come in the next 2 days. I think it's just like, because I know some of the parents aren't here yet at the hotel. So I'm like, maybe they'll want to come visit their parents when they're over here. And, you can't visit your parents without facing an onslaught of fans at this hotel. So it's like, maybe they'll do that too. Because I know Kirsten knows, they all know what's going on, obviously. And Kirsten's been, replying to stuff because they have, the alcoholic beverages. One of them was named the Kinky Kirsten, and she's like, ooh, wow, that name. So she's well aware of what's going on. It's like, come on, you can come right on over. Because I know last time the Penta Parents panel, they had streamed that when it was going on, and Kirsten was texting her mom as it was going on, and it's like, well, she was watching that. It'll be really weird if she's watching that Penta Parents panel, but not actually there when she's only presumably miles away in the same city. It'll be very weird. Regardless, it's so surreal. So yeah, that really made the day. It made what was a simple, fun little game of Name That Tune into a crazy, crazy thing in which the fans were just flocking. Most of the people were already there for Name That Tune, but then everyone came and when they heard Scott's here, Matt's here, let's go. The doors were, it's no escape in sight. It was crazy. But it was cool. The energy was so cool. That pushed us all the way up to the dinner break, which is always exciting. Forget about it. And then lastly, there was the dance party from 8 to midnight. And this, I was like, maybe I'll be there for a half an hour or a couple hours, depending on how it is. But I actually went in, like, I forget if it was like a half or hour or an hour into it is when I came in, and ended up staying there the whole time for some reason. I don't know why. It was just kind of cool to be in that environment, though. It felt very much like a wedding, like it was at a wedding dance to me. Because of course they had wobble wobble, shake, show me what you get now, show me what you got. Wobble wobble baby wobble, yeah, get in there. It's like that song, Cupid Shuffle, those songs that are at every dance I ever go to, and I have to face an onslaught of white people doing their best, and it's like, ooh, we can do these songs, let's go. Not hating. That was interesting. Not a dancer though. I was more on the sidelines for the entire time, but it was interesting to watch. At least it's just a fun chill out thing. Nothing too spectacular there, but yeah, they got a retired like Navy SEAL DJ there, and it seemed like he didn't know where he was. He was like, he started playing the "We Are Family" that song, and he's like, "Yo, yeah, you're all family. You're all fans of. Yeah, you're all family." Jesus, Siri, what's up?
Sorry, I couldn't find your family, your girlfriends in your music.
Yeah, he was like, "You're all fans of. You're all family." He like couldn't think of what we were fans of. He doesn't know where he is. He just wandered into the hotel. They gave him a track list and just go for it. Great. And I loved how he kept switching off of songs that got a lot of people on the dance floor and quickly cleared them off with like a lot of random Latin songs that not many people seemed to know what they were. And also, God Bless Texas, which, oh yeah, that Texas pride, ironically at the convention that's all about people from all over the world gathering in this place. But yeah, not suffice to say, not many people were up there for that. It's not a great dancing song. They played "Praying," the Pentatonics cover, which was amazing, but not a dancing song. People were just kind of awkwardly standing together. It's just, these are decisions. Again, maybe I should be the DJ next time. What's going on here? Do I need to tell everybody what to do? Okay. Calm down, Zach. Calm down. Can't have it your way every time. But I'm just saying, I think I could have improved the DJ experience myself. That's it. I want to thank you for watching. I love you. And if I met you at PentaCon today, tomorrow, the next day, or yesterday at the Pentatonics concert in Dallas, Texas, thank you so much. It was great. It was a pleasure meeting you, I'm sure. Unless it wasn't, then I'm sure you're aware of it. I won't hold it against you unless it was something really bad. I really like just getting all the selfies. Was nice. Any hugs? I mean, I have this kind of vibe to me where it's like I'm often the guy sitting in the corner, but ironically, that doesn't mean I'm antisocial. I don't mind talking to people. It's just like I don't really feel like going out into people's faces, and I love the selfies. I love the hugs. It's a vibe I give off that it's like I don't want to be touched, but actually I love hugs. I'm all for it. Touch me like wherever you want, and I will always be down. Down. Oh, one last thing. It's a bad ant infestation problem, and it's only gotten worse. I go around, I'm like, hey, you guys have any ant problems? And no one's said anything which aligns with what I have going on. There's ants. They have a little trail going in the bathroom. They're going into the walls, it seems. And now I can see them over here on the trash. Maybe on my leg. Luckily, don't see any on the bed right now, but, that's where they're coming next. And then they'll be in every crevice of every part of me.